In these proportions, we're going to mix yellow, green, and translucent polymer clay to create the pear slices. Once it's well mixed, if it is a little bit sticky, we use cornstarch. To make it flat, we use 3 pocket cars on each side and a plastic roller for polymer clay. We cut it about the same size of the baking paper that we're going to use. What we are trying to do is to place everything inside of the oven like this. I am using a needle tool to create the miniature pear slices, like so. Now we put it on the side and we pass to make the miniature berries. I have here translucent red, but if you don't have it, we can mix translucent with a tiny bit of red polymer clay. We make a thin snake about 2 millimeters of thickness and we cut it in little pieces, also about 2 millimeters. We make tiny balls and with a needle tool we flatten it a little bit and we make some texture like so. Now we bake all this only for 20 minutes. Once the polymer clay is baked, we can take the pear slices easier, like so. And we cut in little pieces the rest of the polymer clay because we're gonna use it later. To display the miniature, I am using a ceramic plate for 1/12 scale. But if you don't have it, you can use a wooden board that can be used for the same scale. This light brown is to create the pie's crust. This time we're only going to use 1 pocket car on each side. And we make the cut following the measurements of the plate that we're going to use to display the miniature. Next we're going to make the filling for the pie. This is the polymer clay that we baked before and we cut in little pieces. To learn how to make this liquid translucent red polymer clay, I will leave a link to that tutorial in the description box. We place what is going to be the base of the pie over the baking paper, like so. And we start to add in little by little the filling of the pie. Once we have all spread like so, we add the little cherries. If we think we cut too much, we can expand the polymer clay and we place over what is going to be the top part of the pie, like so. We seal the edges, making a tiny bit of pressure with a toothpick on each side. And we start in the edges also with the texture of the miniature pie. If we have to, we cut the extra, and we also make sure that doesn't stick completely into the baking paper, so we can add texture on the sides. When we finish making the texture, we make pressure with a toothpick again, and with a needle tool we imitate the fork marks that the pies have. We use a round shaped tool to make texture on top of the miniature pie. I am using my fingers to soft any sharp line and make it more similar to what this kind of pie can be in real size. Before we bake it, we place it over the plate that we're going to use to make sure that fits well. Then we put it inside of the freezer for like 20 minutes. When we take it out from the freezer, we have to cut it as soon as we can because it gets sticky very quickly. Let me show you what we are looking for. I hope you can see it now. We have to separate each piece that we cut because we're going to add filling coming out from the edges, like I am showing you right here. Then we make a light pressure with a bowl-shaped tool, like so. And with a needle tool we add extra texture on the sides that we cut. Now we can bake everything for last time. To make easier the painting of the miniature pieces, we're going to use disposable chopsticks. The ones that are flat are better. And we add double-sided tape on one extreme. We stick the miniatures on it like so. And then we start to paint the miniature dessert with different colors of acrylic paint diluted with water. We start with the yellow acrylic paint, then we mix yellow with orange, then a little bit of orange, then orange and brown, and we finish with tiny bits of brown. We don't want the acrylic paint covering the whole miniature, just tiny areas where we want the miniature to look like it's a little bit toast. We have to remember that the whole point here is that the miniature dessert looks like just coming out from the oven. And we have to paint also the bottom of the miniature, only close to the edge, like so. We're going to use a cardboard like this one and a small piece of paper bag. We crumple the paper like so. And with a pencil we're gonna mark the shape of the plate that we're going to use. Now we cut following the line with small scissors. This is how we're gonna glue the paper on the plate. But before, I want to add a layer of varnish on each side. This helps to protect the paper and also give a look like the paper have oil from baking the dessert on the oven. When we finish to add the varnish on each side, we have to dry the paper, because if we leave the paper on contact with any surface, we have the risk of gluing the paper. Now, after the paper is completely dry, we crumple it again. And we make sure to glue the side that have the pencil mark on it. Remember, check the place where you want the miniature pieces to be before you add the glue. Then, with the help of a toothpick, we add glue in the back of the miniature pieces. And now we just wait for this to dry. If you like this video so far, please give us a thumb up and consider to subscribe. Your support is always very important to us. Now that the glue is completely dry, we can use varnish to add a small amount of sand over the miniature. The idea is make it look like it's burnt sugar over the dessert. We are only adding the sand on the top of the miniature pie. Then we let it dry. Now we can add a little bit of brown acrylic paint diluted with water over the sand. And after that we apply a very thin layer of varnish. And in here I am sharing with you all the tools and materials that you're going to need to create this miniature. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give us a thumb up and consider to subscribe. Your support helps us a lot to create more and better tutorials for you. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.